and welcome to Point of View. My name is Callum Taylor, and as always, I'm joined by the handsome one, Mr. Fraser Doig.
What's happening?
See, we're consistent.
We promised it was happening.
Yes, this will be out tomorrow, so...
Yeah.
So
yeah, this is our Shawshank Redemption / a little bit of news episode.
Yeah.
We're back to the normal format after a Christmas break.
Yeah. We're going to keep our shit going. So it's about the mic. We'll keep it consistent, picking films as always.
So keeping it normal as per usual. You want to fire off with the news?
Kicking it off. The last year, I feel, was kind of the year of incomplete games, right?
Mm-hmm.
This year has to be the year of the delays. So far.
Since we're only in January.
Yeah, I know, January, and everything we've wanted this year is delayed. But we'll kick it off with...
Final Fantasy VII and Avengers got delayed first.
Yeah, which, to be fair, I wasn't really that bothered about. I was kind of like, oh wait, I like to play them, but having them pushed...
Out of everything that's been delayed, Avengers is the one that I saw the most likely.
Yeah.
And I know some people are saying, do you think it's delayed to make them look more like the ones for the movies? No, I think that because it's Avengers, they are trying to make it as good as it can be, because especially with Marvel nowadays, of everything surrounding it, people expect it to be good.
They expect it to be perfect.
Yeah, and basically, obviously, when they announced it and they showed the trailer, I feel like they did not get the response they wanted.
No,
so they are trying to make it as good as possible.
Yeah, and for me, there's a thing I feel personally, because this year, as we both know, there's consoles coming.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and a lot of people are like, no, this isn't why it is. It isn't to coincide with that, right? But I still feel like it is. But
I think there'll be versions on the new consoles, depending, especially with Final Fantasy and the other ones that has been delayed. Yeah. Definitely, but I don't think it's the main reason that it's happened.
One of the games I feel like it is, but we'll get into that in a minute. But with Avengers, I think certain people had backlash. Like you said, there's been backlash of how they looked. They're not the cast, but they were never meant to be.
I'd never have a complaint about that. It's more, I couldn't care how they look.
Yeah.
I just want it to play good. That's what I care about.
But the thing is, what we saw, it seems to fit in. It seems to work well for gameplay. Anyway, I think it's probably because of how big a scale some moments will be. There'll be bugs and glitches, and I think it's just come up, fuck it, let's not crunch. Let's just get it done perfect as we can.
At the end of the day, it's going to come at some point. So
and Final Fantasy being delayed for me isn't really a surprise, because I feel like they've been swaying, whereas they're like, oh, we're going to do episodic, oh, we're going to put one big game, oh, it might just be 2 discs, and I kind of feel like they're still trying to figure out their best way of doing it, because it's such a grand scheme.
This isn't the first time this game has been folk have waited for it, so I'm a little bit more surprised, because I thought this was right, okay, we're putting it out now, enough is enough.
Yeah, there's no one way or the other.
But it's not like they've been pushed back to next year. Nothing has been delayed, apart from, one of them has been delayed. Yeah. We may as well move on to the next delay, which was the big one. Unfortunately, Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed to September.
Yeah, which I've read reports where the game is near perfect, but it doesn't, because obviously when they make it, they've made this for PC. They've made it for that standard. That's what they make it on. That's how the standard's set. But when they've tried to put it onto the PlayStation, or an Xbox, as good as it looks, it's not as perfect. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to scale it down for it. And I personally, right, and I feel, because I've read a few reviews of people saying this, that they are going to bring it out for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One X, but it's like they're trying to coincide with the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X.
Well, CG Projekt Red come out and said that there will be a version on the new consoles.
Yeah, but I feel like their game now is more ready on those consoles than the ones we've got now.
I hope that's not true, because it's not like obviously they did it on purpose, but it is also kind of a bit scumbaggy, where they're like, oh, we'll bring it out, and then when obviously PlayStation or Xbox says, by the way, there's a new console coming out this year, they're like, alright, well, folk will just have to fucking wait then.
like as a rumoured time for these consoles, supposedly Xbox is maybe Christmas time, and there's a one that is saying PlayStation is closer to June, which won't coincide with Cyberpunk, because that was pushed to September, I believe.
They'll be Christmas.
I don't think both will be Christmas.
They'll both come out exactly the same time.
I don't see Xbox being dumb enough to be like, oh, let's challenge them.
But that's what they've done every single year.
No, there's always a few months between them.
They're exactly this. They're more or less exactly the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but at the same time. PlayStation 3 and Xbox were a little bit different, but when they properly went console wars, they're about the same time. And they will be about the same time again.
I don't know. But anyway, it kind of sucks. Like this year, I was like, oh, because we play it. How we do it, we look at it every month and go, okay, this is our game.
For me, I don't think the console wars exist anymore.
No,
there's not. At this point, folk they either like Xbox or they like PlayStation. There's none of this whole, one year I'll switch, the other year I'll hang in. Because even most folk like ourselves eventually end up having both.
Yeah, and the thing is, even PlayStation superiority with exclusive. Sorry, that was a fucking tongue twister somehow. That's gone away.
But that is also the only reason why I'm getting the PlayStation 5 over the Xbox, is because there will be some PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah, that's
AKA Spider-Man, the sequel to Spider-Man, the sequel to God of War, the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn. There's 3 games that I fucking absolutely adored that will not come out for the Xbox.
I would definitely for PCs, because they're all coming to PC as well.
Yeah,
so,
but
just saying.
But also 9 times out of 10. Whenever you get a big budget game that's exclusive for consoles, runs like dog shit on a PC.
Oh, aye. Oh, yeah, totally.
Batman Arkham Knight ran like shit on the PC. Red Dead ran like shit on the PC. So having a PC doesn't solve everything.
No,
I'm happy to be a console player for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't play a game with a mouse and a keyboard. It's just not in my brain to do that.
Would you, all seriousness, right? Witcher 3 came out. When it came out, it was buggy, right? Would you have been okay with a little bit of bugs, or taking a couple of months and getting it perfect? Because we were like 90 days away from getting the game.
It's physically impossible, right, to say that a game will never have bugs. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Because even the most perfect games still, in some way, shape or form,
I still get roach.
Like, it's just like certain things happen. It's more about like, you've got to do it on levels. Yeah. Right? So it's basically like you're saying to me, do you want a Witcher 3 where occasionally when I was playing Cyberpunk, my car accidentally like turns over, or like I accidentally ends up somewhere I can't and it's stuck and I just need to go back to a save point? Or do I want a fucking Anthem or a Fallout 76 where the game literally either breaks my PlayStation or can't load in the actual world?
Yeah.
There's levels to, do you want some bugs or do you want a broken game? And if it's at the point it is now where it's Fallout 76 level, then maybe delay it even more than that. Yeah,
but because they came out with, that's perfect. They showed us 40 minutes or so.
That's because they're not going to come out and say that it's shit.
I would like to know what's made them go, okay, we need to pull time back on this.
Well, they said in the statement they made was that it is a vast world and they want every part of it to feel as good as everything else.
Yeah.
Which is fine, because at the end of the day, if what they're putting in now, like say the game is finished and it's playable and it looks good, but what they're wanting to do is that, say you go to one part of the city and it's like Novigrad, where it's the city and there's fucking folk wandering about all the time.
Yep.
And then say they've looked at the game and they notice the slums, it's meant to be the same way, but there isn't enough side quests or there isn't enough NPCs or it doesn't feel livable. Maybe they've thought to themselves, we need to make this as dense for certain areas. Maybe it might have nothing to do with the fact if it runs good or not. It might just be they wanting to make the actual game better. Same as why Avengers, I think that it works. They just want to make the actual game better.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm hoping that's the case. No, I mean, there's loads
and I understand why you believe that, because of the game industry now. When a game comes out, most of the time, like, your folk are looking for, cool, what doesn't work properly.
Yeah, people are looking for the faults.
Yeah,
and a lot of companies,
and especially where game industries make you believe that, where you buy a fucking game and one day after you bought it, there's a 70 gig 1 day patch, and you're like, well, why do you need this if everything's fine?
Yeah.
Like, I understand why people feel like that, and I also feel like that myself.
Yeah.
But I would like to believe that the reason they've been delayed is not because the games don't work; they just want to make them better.
Yeah, hopefully we can.
The only one that I think is delayed because it doesn't work is the other one that got delayed.
Yeah, the last
which
one.
is Dying Light 2. And the only reason why I think that is because in their statement they said they're delaying it indefinitely, not to another date, which makes me think the game isn't where they want it to be.
I think it will come like that one. There's Cyberpunk where I was kind of like, okay, maybe it has to go to other consoles. I think this one has nothing to do with that. I think this one is...
It just doesn't work the way they want it to work.
Yeah, because there's so much, like... In the grand scheme, if you look at the concept, right, have an action, it changes the world.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's been in some games before, but the way they showed in the trailer is such a massive grand scheme.
I also think that because of the...
Parkour.
The movability of Dying Light, I think there's a lot of stuff that they need to probably work out. And if it means waiting for it, like I say, I have... Being older, I can deal with patience. At the end of the day, I will get to play these at some point, so I'm happy just to wait. It does suck that Cyberpunk was set for a time where it'd be like, this is the game I can put a lot of attention in there, and now I don't have that, which is fine. But this, Dying Light 2, I enjoyed the first one, and at the end of the day, they promised a lot with the second one.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to wait.
Okay, well, I'd love a blooper reel of Dying Light, where they're testing it and they're playing it and there's guys running and jumping from building to building. They go over into a building and they just fall through the map.
There was amount of times in Dying Light 1 where the zombies would break the game. It would just be all over the shop.
Better.
I mean, the last thing that got delayed is not even a game, but it's still I'm counting it as delayed central, which is the Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Kenobi Disney Plus show has been delayed indefinitely, and it's been pushed back to 4 episodes. Yeah.
Now, the woman who runs this, I don't know her name personally, but she okayed the Rise of Skywalker's script, right? So she's come out and said the script isn't okay, which me personally, I think that's just funny.
So
a lot of people are saying give it to Jon Favreau. Just give him, like, don't you might not want to work on it, but give him the script and be like, here's what we're trying to do.
Well, this is the thing, is that fucking, first of all, Ewan McGregor has come out and said it's nothing to do with creative differences, there's no animosity, they've just delayed it indefinitely. And like you're saying, the reason this has been delayed is because of Rise of Skywalker was fucking shit.
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's the 100% truth.
See if Rise of Skywalker didn't fuck up, or it just didn't exist. I think from The Mandalorian, they'd have been like, fuck it, let's put Obi-Wan out. And don't get me wrong, I feel like if the kind of...
Especially if the same writer from the Rise of Skywalker is the same for the Obi-Wan. Clearly, she's maybe wanted to tie it in some way, shape or form.
I think it's the head of creative or something. She's the one that okayed it.
Maybe she wanted to tie it into that. And then realised that, like, when it came out, she was like, maybe I shouldn't tie it into this because, one, my movie makes no sense, and two, I may as well try and tie it into something that completely forgets about a previous movie.
Understand.
I had my Star Wars rant last time. I don't need to do it again.
Let's not go down that road. Okay, this is the only Star Wars news we've got, so let's just leave it at that. What annoys me is the fact that I don't think any show is good on 4 episodes. I personally don't. I don't think any story that's trying... If it's like 4 mini movies, like this is like an hour and a half an episode, I can understand.
Yeah, that's fine.
But if it comes out and it's like 45 minutes an episode...
Do you know what it is, man? See, when you only get like 4 to 3 episodes, it depends on what... Like a documentary is fine for 3 episodes, but like an actual show has like 4 episodes. All that makes you think is it's like they're just giving you it for the sake of it instead of putting in the actual like...
effort.
it's not. Yeah, they're still putting in effort. It's more just like they could do a lot of things with this, but they're just like, folk have not shut up about this for ages, so we'll give them 4 episodes and then never bring it up again.
Is this what like? I like Titans, the TV show, right? But they cut that down like while it was finished. Like they finished it and went, okay, let's just cut it down episodes, and it just ruins the end and the beginning of the seasons. It just doesn't creatively. It just looks fucking stupid. And I'm hoping that if they're doing this, it isn't like, oh, well, what we're going to do with Diddy, but we're going to split them. Like here's 4 now and here's 4 a year later. And I didn't want that. Like give me 8, and if it's fucking awesome, wait 2 years and make me another series. It's
definitely an interesting one. It's not. I'm the same as you. I think this is because of the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, I think it has an extreme effect.
Which is fair because I don't want the Obi-Wan show to be shit.
Yeah.
Like the Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not doing it again.
Right, I'll move on. Some hopeful news, right? Splinter Cell, or aka Ubisoft, have rehired the creative director of Splinter Cell, Maxime Bellard, right? Now, we would instantly, oh, great, this person's in and he's going to put, what this person, like, he's just there to create a Splinter Cell game. Or he's there to create something someone's told him. But what his position is, or her position, I didn't actually search, and Madison can work both ways. Anyway, this person is in control to change Ubisoft. See, every Ubisoft game, they're kind of the same. Like, you know, it's Assassin's Creed, Cars, whatever.
Yeah.
This person's in charge to go, no, we're changing games now. We're going to do something.
So they haven't been brought back to help with a Splinter Cell game. So I never knew that before you did.
I know.
So we're moving on.
No, we're not, right? Because he's trying. What they said in their statement was, we're bringing this person back to give the people what they want and what they need.
Okay, well, what they should do, they should have brought this guy back when they did, sit everybody else in a room. They all should have stayed at that one guy, and he should go make another.
But that's the thing. This person's in a position where he can go, people don't want another Assassin's Creed. Well, I do, because it's just maybe Viking, so I'm just going to...
That's happening whether you like it or not.
Yeah. We don't want a car game, Cars or whatever, right? Watch Dogs we kind of want because it looks awesome. But people want a Splinter Cell. People want this
Watch Dogs looks good because of the concept.
Yeah.
And the second one's
also,
better than I
It doesn't seem to be delayed yet, so fingers crossed this year.
Well, technically.
I know.
It's indefinitely because everything failed for Ubisoft last year.
Yeah.
Basically, he needs to sit them across and go, do you not make another Ghost Recon?
Okay. Nobody cares.
Siege is doing well. For Honor's doing pretty
they're
decent.
online PvP
they're doing great, but like, just I've talked about this so many times.
Yeah, but this person can do that. This person's in a position of power because he or she can simply turn and go, no, we're going to. I just want
the green lights to come on at E3 for them, and I'm done. I don't care. I don't need to say anything else. I don't even need a date. I don't even need like a time. I don't care if it's coming out for the PlayStation 6. At this point, I just want them to say they're willing to even do it.
I want to sit beside you at E3, right? And I'd like them just like, and from Ubisoft, Maxime Bellard, and I'd sit and stare at you, because if he comes out and says anything other than Splinter Cell, I think you may cry. I just
want another one. It's not hard.
I know. Or even a perfect remake. Just to hold us over.
Well, they did that last time. Blacklist is technically a restart.
I know, but I mean, like, they bring us the games that are already been out, just polish and perfect them.
I don't. Well, unless it's a double A. No, I want a new one. I want a new one.
So you don't want a mobile game?
No, I want a new game with Sam Fisher.
Yeah. Well, sorry.
I'm not a massive stealth. I like stealth games and stuff like that, but I don't know. There's something about Splinter Cell that I just loved so much.
Yeah.
Double Agent is my favourite, and it's not the most hated. The one Conviction's the most hated, but I love Splinter Cell, where you have to work for the bad guys and the good guys. You can't go too far one way, you can't go too far the other way. It's so good, man.
So I brought you that little bit of happiness and peace and hopefulness,
and then destroyed it by saying that he's not actually there to work on a Splinter Cell.
But he's in charge.
Yeah, whatever.
You know what I mean? So anyway, moving on to movie news. We'll end on that before we kick it to the Shawshank. Jim Carrey was on comicbook.com last week, and he was simply going through his films and they were asking him questions, and they brought up, okay, what about The Mask? And he was like, what do you mean? He was like, how would you feel about a Mask sequel? And his words was, I would be perfectly happy to do a sequel as long as they're bringing a great filmmaker. Like, he's like, I like the fact that I'm in Sonic because it's not a character, it's not an unknown character where it's got a back history, but I'm taking a twist on it. He says, I want somebody to come in and be like, here, we're doing The Mask, this is the story, and work with me and push this forward to something greater than what it was before.
Yeah.
And I think, like, here's the thing, would you want a Jim Carrey Mask too? Like, would you want him to come back and try and do that again with that? If he's put it out there that he's willing to do it.
I would do it if only one filmmaker agreed to do it.
Who?
Taika Waititi.
Ditto. True. Like, I think they two would get the weird right.
They would make it stupidly hilarious.
Yes.
And also really heartwarming at the same time, and it would be with that sort of sense of humour combined. I feel like it would work. There's no one else who in comedy right now, especially comedy filmmaking, who is on the role that is Taika Waititi right now. So I think that is a good combination. But do I think it will happen? No.
You know?
I don't think it will happen.
You just think it's one of those things where, like, nobody's going to touch it.
It's not about nobody wanting to touch it. It's more probably like, I feel like because Jim Carrey said that he wants the right filmmaker in the right way, I feel like it'll be very hard to please with it.
Yeah.
And you know what the film industry is now, where folk get like dropped left, right, and chip shop.
Yeah.
Plus, Taika Waititi is apparently doing a Star Wars movie.
Yes.
So like, it's something that I don't think will happen. But never say never, because again, everything gets fucking
Let's just say, knowing our luck, it will be Michael Bay on Netflix. Just say.
Nothing won't do with that.
Moving on. It's been confirmed that National Treasure 3 has been given the go-ahead by Disney, with obviously Nicolas Cage come back.
Do you think this is getting a cinema release, or do you think it's not?
I think it's going straight Disney Plus, if I'm being honest.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Because it's not got a massive fan base, but it's got enough people who are like,
it's probably got a bigger fan base than you'd think.
I like National Treasure.
Yeah, my dad's a massive fan of it. I enjoy it. I like the first one more than the second one.
Yeah. Sequels always suck, but I would love to see it. Do I think Nicolas Cage will look okay in it? Probably not.
As long as there's a map on the back of something that's invisible.
The Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, it's ridiculous. You can't get any better than the map on the back of the Declaration of Independence.
The Mona Lisa.
It's a good film.
Yeah, it is.
It is definitely a good film, and it's one of those like, why isn't there a third one? But good for them. I'll be happy. Nicolas Cage will do anything at this point, so I don't care.
Oh, that's so true. Like, Disney Plus money.
His new movie looks good though.
What one's
The
that?
Colour of Space.
Never
It's like a weird sci-fi horror.
He did one last year. Was it Mandy?
Mandy.
I've
still not seen Mandy.
It's maybe good, but it's fucked up.
Yeah, I've still not seen it, but I've heard it's fucking brilliant.
We'll give it a go. Anyway, moving on to the last bit of news for movies, just in general actually, is Morbius.
Yeah, this was a wee while ago, but we still want to talk about it.
Jared Leto's... We finally got our look at Jared Leto portraying the character of Morbius. Full goth in the Sony Spider / whatever the fuck it is.
Oh yeah,
we're building up the Sinister Six somehow, blah blah blah, whatever.
That makes sense though, because would you not rather have them do it movie by movie instead of Amazing Spider-Man 2 trying to ditch it in one?
Like, I truly believe Sony and Marvel came to an agreement with Spider-Man, where Sony's like, here's Spider-Man, we're going to build up these 6 characters, and then at the end of your run, we're going to bring them together.
And make one big... Because technically what we're majority of the way there, Vulture, Morbius...
Venom. Maybe.
I wouldn't know. Vulture, Morbius...
Scorpion,
Mysterio,
and rumour has it...
Kraven, the Hunter, is meant to be the villain in the high.
And in Morbius, Dr. Ox might be in it.
See, I've heard that, but I don't think it's true. They've come out and said that it's not true.
But come on, like, they're going to be like, yeah, that's literally what we're doing. This person's playing that person, and that person's playing this person. I wholeheartedly hope that that's the case.
I'm not gonna lie. As much as I want these movies are connected, I do not want Dr. Ock's first appearance to be in a Sony film.
Yeah, but like I like the actor. If it is him, it's that Jared Harris.
I have no complaint about the actor. It's more about the fact that I do not want him to appear as like a little side thing where it's like, oh, who's this? Oh, it's Dr. Octavius. Well, the rest of the movie's going like, ha.
Yeah, no, I get that, and I'm really hoping that that's not like. Because if we get it's done right.
The reason why like we're getting Mysterio and possibly Kraven the Hunter and they did Vulture is because Marvel didn't want to use villains that were already been done to death.
Yeah.
But if everything that's been done in the Sony Spider, all that stuff before, Doc Ock is the one that I think should be done again.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the Goblin again.
Nope.
I can live with like
the Sandman.
That's fine. All that stuff has been done, but Doc Ock is someone that can be, I think, moved over.
Yeah, and I think don't get me wrong. Give him his own film. Yeah, I could think it'd be amazing. I'd like to see that backstory. Show him into a Morbius film might be a bit of a stretch.
Well, this is the thing though, is that obviously Sony's way of making a villain.
Yeah.
Is like, because the villain in Morbius is apparently Matt Smith's character.
Yeah, LaCroix Crown. I don't know
who has the same condition as Morbius, but he's just a dick.
Yeah.
So like I mean, what if they do a Doc Ock film? Are they going to do someone else who mysteriously gets 4 identical technical things? Because it seems to be the thing where Venom just went up against another rubbery stick thing, spaghetti monster, and now Morbius is he's goth, and he's going up against someone who's maybe more goth than him.
It will be 2 scientists and Doc Ock if they do it.
But see, by all this stuff about like you really honestly forget how many Spider-Man villains are either animal based, or scientist based.
There was literally a kangaroo villain.
It's animal science based.
Remember how Rhino, right? He's in a rhino suit. There's literally a kangaroo and a bear. So they could easily be like, let's do a Rhino film. He's fighting Kangaroo Man.
Well, that's the thing. It's like,
but we can't sit here and go, that's stupid. Didn't he do that?
No, I have no complaints about it.
Every single Marvel 1 film is literally just the character version of his own self. Like, you know what I mean? So Sony's kind of like, if they did it, why not? Think of
not all of them.
Tell me one.
Well, the Vulture isn't the same as Spider-Man. Just animal based. It's animal based.
It's animal based. There we go. The Sony versus the animal world.
I can think of more.
Okay, sure you can. I'll wait. We'll leave this awkward silent moment.
Is the elf technically a mirror image of Thor? Because I wouldn't say so.
The first Thor film?
No, the second one, the shit one.
No. First Thor film. The first of people of the movies is always someone who's like Thor. Really goes the first character introduction is always someone who's the same.
I wouldn't say Taskmaster's the same as Black Widow. It's not out yet, but it counts.
What?
Yeah, they're not the same.
It could end up being one of the fucking. No, you can't use a fucking maybe. You can't use a maybe.
Alright.
And technically, Black Widow's a hit woman. Taskmaster is a hit man.
But Taskmaster has powers, Black Widow don't.
She has training of years and years of training.
But Taskmaster.
They both have abilities, in a sense of they both have capabilities and gadgets.
I will get there eventually.
Yeah, okay. People, I'm going to go for the toilet. We'll leave awkward silence here for Fraser to think.
Leave it with me, because I will get there eventually.
Anyway, what I would love them to reference while you're trying to get there, right, is in the animated cartoon where they introduced Morbius, right, there was a thing where they couldn't do a vampire biting someone. So they gave him suctions on his hands. I would love that. I know, but how hilarious would it be if there was like a side effect and it was like you could end up with suctions on your hand?
Here's a question, right? Honestly, before we move on to Shawshank, right?
Okay.
So, with Toombs being in this, right, and there's the whole like, is it in the MCU? Is it not in the MCU? Right? if this becomes popular enough and moves into the MCU, do you think they are going to go the way where Blade becomes Blade because he's bit by Morbius?
Yes. That would... yeah. But no, they can't do that.
But that's one of Blade's origins. The other one is the whole he was born. They've changed it where.
So it's like what they're kind of going to have him as a normal person, then suddenly gets turned into one, in the end of his life, pretty much, like in the later years of his life.
Well, so obviously he's. I don't know how old he is, but like the two origins of Blade in the comics is one for the movie where his pregnant mother gets bit and he becomes like half and half.
Yes.
Right? Or the other one is he is bit by Morbius, the living vampire, which turns him into not a full vampire because Morbius technically isn't, because it's all a bit convoluted.
Yeah.
But if this works and they do bring it in, are they going to do that, or do you think that Blade's just going to magically appear?
I think from that makes sense type of way. I think if they were going to do it, they would have Morbius testing his experiment. And then the guy, I can't remember his name, comes in and he's actually playing Blade. They bring him in and he gives him his serum.
Marshall Ali.
Yeah, and he thinks he's dead and just chucks him.
Right.
And then Whistler finds him.
Something like that.
That would work.
It's only if this is in the MCU, and it's only if this is popular enough to work, because they won't, like, if everything comes together, they'll be like, well, cool, we can put this together, but if this fails, then they're just like, nah.
See, that's the worry though. Because they're going to have to have some offside reference to Blade in this film, because they can't really have it as a flashback where Morbius is testing himself and he gives it to.
Well, this depends how it goes, because technically Morbius is a villain.
Yeah. So
he obviously has been an anti-hero at times, but this is mostly because it's going to end with him, I think, him being like
full-blown villain.
On the dark side, yeah.
Dark side.
Because obviously Venom's like half and half.
Yeah, he's an anti-hero.
Yeah, there's only so many times where they can make these villain films and end up being like a bit sort of wishy-washy in the middle. Where they have to make these films where he ends up, because at the end of the day, if some of these ones are going to join the Sinister Six like people think, then good guys don't join the Sinister Six. Definitely.
But the thing is, they have to reference that this is not a kid-friendly film. Like, I've not seen anything that's like, oh, you can bring it. I wouldn't bring my kid to it anyway.
It's like Venom. It's not R-rated.
Yeah, but it's so scraping the line kind of.
It's so goth. It's the gothiest movie I can.
Totally. I can't wait for Evanescence to play as he walks through the room. Cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
To be fair, when I first saw it, I was like, nah, I'm not really that.
At the end of the day, Jared Leto's going to be a better vampire than he is a fucking Joker. Because that is not hard, because Joker sucks a lot.
That's very true.
So no matter what happens, and obviously he's gone like full skinny, and like it looks good, but again, like we say, so goth.
Yes,
so goth.
How do you think he's? Because obviously at the end of the film we saw full vampire. Well, not full vampire. But we saw his face has changed to a what I can only describe as a Buffy-esque vampire.
Is it bad that I think that he's not going to look like that to the end?
Yeah, I could see it though.
And then Matt Smith looks like that, and then they're going to have a vampire and vampire fight.
Oh, I wonder if they'll puff into dust, or they'll just be flying.
Oh no, because then it'll turn out like Venom, where it looks like spaghetti. I don't want that. I liked Venom, but when he fought the guy at the end, it was just two spirals of spaghetti.
I don't ever remember Morbius's abilities being puffing into smoke and flying a bit. Well, I remember flying, but puffing, nah. I don't want a Black Panther fight.
Was it Black Puff or Purple Puff?
Purple Puff.
Well, maybe it's Nightcrawler.
Nah, I can't. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I agree that it's not going. His face isn't going to show up till right to the end.
Yeah, right to the end.
Like, we're going to get sexy Jared for about 30 minutes before then like that happens.
We're gonna get goth.
Yeah.
Sad goth, and then he's gonna go transition into vampire.
Yeah, but I'm so glad it's no sexy vampire. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he kind of just walks in and his hair's
with a huge ass collar, like from the cartoons. I hope we get the huge ass collar. That'd make my life. Yes.
It was like army trousers, army boots, Giant collar.
That's it. By the way, this is like when I wanted Henry Cavill to be in the mullet with the black suit. I want giant ass collar. If I don't get giant ass collar, I'm not happy.
I would.
I've transitioned from fishbowl. I've had that, and now want Morbius giant ass collar. He needs to have at least a 7-inch collar.
I swear to God, as soon as they do this, I'm just going to walk out like, nah.
I can't wait.
Nah.
Yes, I'll be upset if they don't.
I want suckers on his hands, but that's not going to happen.
Nah, giant ass collar is more likely going to harm than anything.
No.
Yes, that big ass jacket, Matrix looking jacket. Evan Instance in the background with a huge ass collar. This could be my best movie of 2020. Like. Phil Goff.
Gotham Award.
Right. So yeah, I'm like I say, I'm interested in it. Unless it doesn't have Phil ass collar, then I don't care. But yeah, we're gonna go on to my choice of
choice of the week, and we're gonna hit out with Shawshank Redemption, 1994 film, which I actually had never seen.
You hadn't seen?
I hadn't seen it.
So you lied to me.
I had seen some of it, but I had never seen this all the way through.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, okay, but well, you lied to me.
I know. I thought I had. I swear I thought
well, now
I
you've
had.
seen it. Cool.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna find a film that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Good luck with that. Well,
yeah. Can we before we kick into the story and stuff? Can we talk about how fucking awesome the cast is in this? Like just the,
so
like,
good, man.
Every person that's in this is really a big star beyond this.
Apart from one person. Tommy. Tommy's the only one that I wouldn't say I've noticed anywhere else.
Tommy.
Tommy's the Elvis looking guy.
Oh fuck that! Oh, the new kid.
Yeah.
The new kid. He's been on fuck all.
But everyone else, yeah, from Tim Robbins to Morgan Freeman to Clancy Brown to Bob Gurton to William Sadler to just everybody.
The lawyer. From 5 minutes into the film, he's in The Walking Dead.
Is he?
Yeah.
Right, well, I'm going to answer what the story is because you haven't asked me.
Fraser, before we jump into this, quick question. What's the story?
Andy Dufresne sent to prison for a crime he didn't commit. That's it? So you get, that's it?
Yeah. With a bit of redemption at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. First off, when you first watched this film,
right, okay, that's a long time.
Well, I know, but like when you first saw this film, did you ever think he actually did it? Killed his wife?
No.
No.
No, I never feel like he did it.
I don't know. Like, it just because of how cold as the judge says, like you're the cold person. Like it just makes me think that he did do it. Just thought I'd put it out there. But
well, at the end of the day, you never know if he did or not.
Yeah, that is also very, very true. But like, I was just.
I like to think that he never, because of the type of person he is.
Yeah, he's so fucking nice.
So obviously, at the beginning, we have him sitting in a car drinking, knowing that his wife is fucking someone else.
Yeah. Fucking.
And then it transitions in the court, and he gets sent to prison for the murder of his wife and the wife's boyfriend.
Yeah. And
then pretty much the rest, the 90% of the film, is in the prison.
Yeah. Okay, I love a Morgan Freeman monologue.
Well, this is where it begins. This is literally the beginning of why Morgan Freeman has the reputation of the narration. This is literally the beginning of it. This is why he gets it left, right, and chip shot.
I love that the director took that from Casino. That's where he got the inspiration to have a person that wasn't going to be Morgan Freeman, but to have him do it was from that. And I think that's fucking awesome because it works so well in this film.
But Morgan, this is the pinnacle of narration.
Yeah.
Like, just fantastic. All the performances are amazing. The score is brilliant.
Yes.
Just like the sort of, especially like the prison score where he's coming in and they play that thing, and every time he like feels like shit, they sort of. I still
love the scene where they actually put it in the film where he plays a song. And I think it's just a beautiful moment.
It's a great moment.
Do you know? Little fun fact. Do you know the picture that's shown of Morgan Freeman as a young
when he
kid?
gets rejected for the first time?
It's actually his son.
Aye.
And the young black guy at the beginning where he's like, reel him in, we're going to reel him in. It's also Morgan Freeman's son.
Aye. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Same. I mean, how did you feel about the first night?
The first night was rough. Like in all seriousness, because it's like when I put this on, I was like, I'll turn to myself. I've never fucking seen this.
Mm-hmm.
So in any old prison film where they're trying to get across of how horrible a place is, shit kind of goes down, right? And I was like, oh fuck, son, horror's gonna happen.
Well, Clancy Brown is great in this, but he's also an asshole.
Yeah,
aka Mr. Krabs.
Yeah, he's. I can't get past it every time he talks, but still, he comes across so perfectly. Mm-hmm. And the poor fat guy, like, I cannot remember his name.
He's only listed in the credits as fat ass because you don't find out his name. That's all he gets called.
Well, him, like that poor guy. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that they were like, okay, let's place a bet.
They all bet on who is going to break first, but then after he wins and he still keeps talking, you see William Sadler's character
like, shut up,
shut up, like enough is enough,
yeah.
man. And he basically gets brought out and get beaten up, and because there's no nurse and to help, he dies.
Yeah,
which it is basically like, this is prison.
Yeah,
like,
shit gets real. This
is prison in the 40s. So it is a rough time.
Yeah.
Talk about a character you have to hate from the beginning, the warden. Someone you absolutely despise.
Yeah. His ability to just kind of like strict and Bible is what you'll get, but
then also be a corrupt asshole at the same time.
Like the most corrupt person I've ever.
So it's completely contradicted everything, every word that comes out his mouth, because you know he's full of bullshit.
Yeah, he's like, we follow the Bible around here. By the way, go and do this.
Exactly. Like, so the more you go into the film, like, you realise like just every word that comes out his mouth is just horse shit.
Bob Gunton, that's who plays Warden.
It's a great performance. It's just because, like you say, you hate him because you're just like, you fucking also coward sack of shit.
Yeah. Also, the most tanned man I think I've ever seen in my life. Just
he is a bit, especially for like where it's the time. The only two characters that I've got written down here that we haven't talked about is Brooks, the old man in the library.
Yeah. And
Boggs from the sisters.
Yeah, the Boggs who gets it tight.
Yeah, I've got the first time they attack Andy.
Yeah.
It was going to happen no matter what. Like, they have to have some sort of like someone who takes a shine to him.
Yeah. Mark Rolson, who's been in loads of stuff. That's the actual person's name. See him in general before we go into Brooks, because
we'll get to Brooks.
But the sisters, like, I love the fact that I don't love it, but I like the fact that it's that cliche of we're not gay. But you know,
well, the only thing I don't like about Boggs, or the sisters, is that Boggs feels important. The other ones are just background.
Yeah.
Apart from one point where Andy breaks one of their nose, they're just background.
Yeah.
Where Boggs is like important. Like, he genuinely feels like an actual character. Where it's weird, like Andy's group or Morgan Freeman's group, everybody feels like, even if it's someone you don't see that much about, like, they all feel important.
Like the bigger guy, like the tall skinny guy, but he always somehow ran in and was like, oh, we got this.
And then you get like the littler guys, but like everybody felt like they mattered in that group. But where the sisters, it's just like they were sort of just there, and Boggs was the one who got really everything. And obviously, like, the Boggs stuff leads into, which all comes, like you're saying, he gets it tight, is because of the roof bit.
Yeah.
Where they all decide to, because at this point they're all together. Yeah. You know, Andy has went up to Red and asked for a rock hammer. Yes. And he's not asked for the poster by this point. Maybe just before the roof bit is the poster. No,
he gets the hammer first. Then they kind of goes for a monologue where they're kind of getting close and they're hanging out, and then it's the movie reel where he gets the poster.
Yeah, well, see, for me, obviously I'd seen this before, and I've seen it quite a few times. So obviously I know why he really wants the poster.
Yes.
As someone who's not seen it, like, was it just, he just likes a poster? Did you even remotely think at any point that he was digging out.
See, because I've seen so many things, I instantly
Like
went, okay,
Family
there's something hidden behind that, right?
Because it's in pop culture.
It wasn't until the end where I love the fact that it came around, because Red's like, what you want this for? You try to break out, and then Andy Dufresne's like, just wait until you get it. And he's like, it'll take me 300 years to get out of here. And I love that kind of just tells you from the beginning, like, where's it going? And I fucking love that come around. Okay, we'll just finish the poster bit, and that takes us to Brooke, and the story wise. In the sense of where things, I wrote it down as I was going. So, well, because we've got the poster and the library job.
Well, I've got the obviously the roof bit where he manages to get beers for everybody by, because that is like the beginning of the guards really realising that Andy is like smarter than he looks, and he's good with numbers. Obviously, and then because he helped him out with his, the wardens went like, look, this Andy boy's important, because I feel like they were corrupt for the beginning, and that's why they went, go deal with Boggs, and Boggs gets fucking annihilated, and basically never walks again. And then I've got obviously the first time the warden comes to check on Andy and like does the cell check and finds about the rot. It's basically eyeing him up. And what's amazing is the fact that the Bible he's got in his hands has the rock hammer in it as well at that point, especially when you find out later on. It's just all those little bits that sort of come together. And then I've got sending the letters, where he wants to send letters to make the library bigger. Because
by this point he's been put in with Brooks.
And then I've got Brooks gets out. So
it's kind of what I hate the fact that he kind of like Andy gets what he needs for the library after Brooks is gone. Well, like, that annoys me, but at the same time it's a story that's...
So what I found out that is that like this film is obviously based on a Stephen King, but it's based on a short story. It's not based on a long one. So Brooks gets out in the short story, but it doesn't, that's it. Just he gets out and then you never hear from him again. The whole thing that happened with Brooks and about him, the whole like where Red's speech about like when they send you to here for life is exactly what they take from you. You become institutionalized. That's all from the film. It's not in the book. And they did that from Brooks's bit where he gets out. Now, as I knew exactly what happens, I still got upset because it's fucking heartbreaking. As someone who's never seen it before, how did you deal with that Brooks's bit where...
Oh man, I was nearly in tears just watching him walk down the street and kind of do his job. Like, I was just like, this sad old man.
When he's writing the letter saying, I wish I could just like get a gun and...
like I'm thinking about I want to go back, and then he just... You know, and see the thing is, I'm like, he's leaving. He's just going to run off to some country, blah, blah, live his life. But see the minute he climbs that fucking table, I'm like, no. And then this camera slowly comes out and you just see him hanging there. I was like, balls, man. I was like a kid, just like, why Brooks?
I knew exactly what, and like I say, I knew what happens with it, but it still got me. I remember the first time I watched it, and I again feeling exactly the same way. And it's having the only bit apart from like Morgan Freeman doing the narration, apart from that one bit of it being him sending the letter back to the prison, it's beautifully shot, like absolutely fantastic.
It's
just very sad.
But
it's also very important to have it in the film because it basically does like I said before, when they send them there for life is exactly what they take from them.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think.
And like you're saying about the Brooks, the books come after Brooks is gone. And then I've got the bit where, like you said before, where he plays the music.
Which I didn't see coming. Like I was like, it's just totally left field out of character. But
not really for Andy though.
You think so?
Because I still feel like the entire time in prison, a lot of people have accepted they're in prison. Like Brooks is like, like the whole thing about they take life from you. Red's pretty much accepted that until near the end. But I feel like Andy never lets go of it.
As Red says, it's one of the reasons I like him is because he had a shield around him.
And that's the thing. That's why I think he didn't commit the crime, because someone who is innocent would always have that feeling of, I do not deserve to be in here.
But see, when he obviously locks the guard in the toilet, he looks familiar, but I can't remember what he's been in.
I agree.
That annoyed the crap out of me. But when he's locked in, he's turning the music on, you look at all these people that have clearly been in prison this whole time, and their only moment of peace out there is the fact that they can hear this music, they can live in that moment that it takes away. And Andy's what Andy says at the end, like not the end, but after that moment where he's kind of like, it's something they can't take away. They can't take away music. It's always in our mind, and it's always going to stick with us. You know what I mean? Like, that bit just kind of makes me fucking. I thought it was such a beautiful moment.
Can we pause it?
Yeah. And from going on for that, obviously we get introduced to the new guy, Tommy. Yeah. Which I was like, that's a bit of a weird character to bring in. Like, all honestly, when he first came into this, I thought he was an undercover police officer. Like, I was like, he must be in there to check up on the warden or whatever, because he was kind of hey two in the face. But he turned out to be a fucking awesome character.
I did enjoy him, but I think he definitely was in there for the whole like
impact,
just to make the story about how Andy was innocent.
Yeah.
And this other guy did it, and then obviously the warden, to get rid of him, to make it look like, show the warden's an asshole and make it even worse, like to push Andy over the edge basically, because I feel like Andy knew that the warden got rid of him, not that he did it on purpose.
I suppose he was trying to break out,
because when he comes and like confronts him and says like there's a chance, and the warden like brushes it away, because all he cares about is his money.
And obviously from him being killed after he's just been taught by Andy, he's college, he's been high school stuff, it kind of, it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back pretty much. Yeah, because he's like, warden, I'm not doing it anymore, and he's like, another month. You know
they make it look like it looks like Andy's going to kill himself, like with Brooks. But no, he escapes by swimming through shit.
I think that was an awesome scene, because all the fact that he's kind of just played this cool character, and there was no hidden agenda, there was no plan. But
apart from when he makes the warden's money under his name, like there's little tiny bits throughout the film where the rock hammer, the poster, making all the weird like accounts in a fake person's name, and then I've done this. Like there's little bits where it's a basically, it's showing how like a shit ton of patience means that eventually you'll pay off, and it just had to take 20 years of his life.
I love that come back on because obviously the warden's pretty much did slave labour, and he's getting paybacks off these other contractors, and I love how Andy just played it for the get-go, just like, this was my plan, fuck you. And I like that he was like, Red, when you get out, because there's hope, he's always been this guy, but I hope, there's hope you're getting out, when you get out, go find this. And as you know, Red gets out, he goes to work, he goes for
it's a good speech as well. I love that shot in the rain, you know, the one that's on all the posters where Andy puts his hands up to the sky. That's a great bit. But Red gets out, he gives that speech. Clancy Brown's character gets sent to prison. Warden shoots himself because he's a fucking coward. And then Red goes to the tree and finds like the note, which I feel like he would have on purposely had to go there to set up.
Like I feel like he planned this. He was like, I'm going to leave this shit for you. But what I love about Morgan Freeman's character Red is the fact that he's still, even though he's a free man, he acts like he's in jail. One about the P thing, and now when he's sitting with the letter and he's looking around like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, I found money, someone must be watching me. But
that's the thing about like is that he says after the P bit where he's like, I can't piss unless I ask. It's just the way, like, it's institutionalized life. And then it ends with them meeting on the beach.
Well, beautiful moment.
Great moment, great ending, fantastic film. What are you going to give it?
5 out of 5.
Me too.
Beautiful film. Just
absolutely, it's a masterpiece. I think it's fantastic. If I had to give it a downfall, because we always say that the movie is perfect,
could have been shorter, I feel.
There's bits that could have been shorter.
And also, Andy doesn't age. Where everyone, you kind of look at them and go, okay, he's aged. Where Andy's character, not a single bit. He's
I'll give you that. There you go.
Same.
Apart from that, it's very hard to find faults. Very hard to find faults.
But has anything changed since last week? And what you've done lately?
Apart from I watched the second season of Sex Education.
Oh yeah.
On Netflix, which was pretty good, just as good as the first one. It sort of fleshes out more of the characters and new ones. Just as funny, just as full of the sex stuff that's cringy and also funny at the same time. Great characters, great writing, and I watched the first episode of Picard. Because that's weekly.
I've not watched that yet. Any good so far?
It's good. It chucks a lot of information at your first episode, and it definitely helps if you know Star Trek stuff.
Alright, so if you're black, you'd like what's going on?
You would figure it out slightly, but it helps a lot more.
Me myself, I've really just cut up in all the Arrowverse stuff. It's better now. Like the impact of the crisis has just it's gave it a little bit more detail. I played more Kingdom Come Deliverance, which I just love because you're literally an assassin at night time. But there's a new show on Netflix called October Faction, and I'll enjoy it. It's about monster hunters. These wife and husband have moved their kids about, blah blah. The kids are arseholes.
I've been needing a new show.
It's I'd say give it a shot.
Because Altered Carbon has been February the 27th. Altered Carbon season 2.
I know.
Can't wait for that shit, man.
I might be like, let's just do a whole episode on that. But other than that, that's pretty much the same shit, different day. Is that it?
That's nothing else, man.
I know my choice because I figured it out.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, as you want me to tell people they can find us, if I remember.
Yeah. That's where to find us.
So you go on YouTube and search Pointless Point of View. We've got the Instagram, which is also Pointless Point of View. We have Twitter, which is @pointless. And like I say, we're keeping it to a consistent level. This is going to be going forward with this. Callum has also got a gaming channel, which is Pointless Point of View Gaming, where he's been putting up Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, trying to get better at that one.
Getting his anime on.
I lose my shit. in the third video. Lose my shit. Yeah.
So okay, that's so what's the choice?
It's going to be another one I've not actually seen.
Okay.
Pulp Fiction.
You've not seen?
Never seen Pulp Fiction.
Again, more disappointment has come.
But I feel like it's something I want to see, and it's a good opportunity.
Well, I have seen it.
So
of course. So
I'm going to find some. I think it's going to be in the realm of anime where I'm like, we're going to watch this, and you're going to be like, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be in the realm of you have to go into like the deep cave and try and find cool stuff with a bat that I've not seen. But I've seen Pulp Fiction, of course.
But as always, I've been Callum.
I've been Fraser.